Enums. Enums are basically objects that are used to comfortably hold constants. Let's say color constants, red, green, blue, or maybe procedures for your program, ready, steady, go. They can do more, but this is what we'll cover in this lesson, how to use enums to store constants, not variables, constants. Variables change, constants are not. Let's see what the Java documentation has to say about this. An enum is a type. An enum type is a special data type that enables for a variable to be a set of predefined constants. The variable must be equal to one of the values that have been predefined for it. A common example include a compass using constant directions like north, south, east, west. That's the only value it will have. They also have something here about when you should use enums. You should use enum type anytime you need to represent a fixed set of constants that includes neutral enum type, such as the planets in our solar system. They're also constant, not changing, and data sets where you know all the possible values at compile time, as enums are hard-coded, like color red, its value is 2, you hard-code it. For example, the choices on a menu, command line flags, and so on. What I said about procedures, let's say your program has a ready state, a not ready state, and standby state. So you can use enums to represent it. Okay, here they have a simple enum that holds the days of the week. It's called day. Let's copy it because we are lazy. And in our Eclipse project, we will click the package. If you can see where it says 39, lesson 39, and then the package 39. And I will just click Ctrl V, and it will create the enum. You can do this with classes, etc., etc. Here it created day, and here is the enum inside our project. Day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's, out of curiosity, go to the main class, and let's output it. Let's see what it outputs. Day.Friday. Let's run it. It will output Friday. But this is not a string or an int. It's basically, I think, a position in the memory. It is not a string, it is not an int, it's not any kind of data type. I think it's even null. Let's create a day. I'm showing you an example of how to use it. Let's call it yday. And let's put Monday. It gets the days from the autocomplete. It gets them from here, Sunday, Monday until Saturday. So now I can do stuff with yday. I can use an if and check if yday is equals to Monday. If so, let's output something else, s.o in. We'll say in, so we'll know it got into the if. If day is equals to Monday, it does equals to Monday. Let's change it to something else so it won't be equals to that. Let's say Saturday. Now nothing will be outputted. Nope. Nothing is outputted because day is not Monday, it's Saturday. So in your project you can have a class that checks for the day, and it will have an attribute which is called day, and it will hold a day enum to represent the days of the week. You can also represent the days of the week in any other ways, but that's how you do it with constants. Doesn't seem very practical. Well, it is practical when you need it, but I want to show you other uses of enum. This is the most basic use. Let's create an enum. We'll right click the package, go to new, and under interface you will see enum. Let's click it and let's call it colors. And again, like we have here, we will use in all caps, we will write in all caps the default values. Red, green, and blue. Yeah, that's nice, but I want them to have values when I return them number values. So how will we do that? I will create a public int, let's get rid of the all caps, public int val, short for value. And I will have to create a constructor. Let's be lazy, go to source and generate constructor from fields. Yep. And now we have an error. What is the error? The constructor colors is unidentified. Yeah, because we didn't give it a constructor. Now let's 333. Now it's okay because we gave it a default value. Remember, these are constants, so you have to declare their values here. You cannot create an instance of color and declare the values. So basically now we have three constants, red, green and blue inside of colors, and they have a value called val, and we set it using a constructor. It's a private constructor, also notice that. Let's use colors. Colors dot red dot val. We can call val like this because it's public. Let's put it inside an SO. And now we will see the value of red. 333. It is 333. Let's change it to green. So now we have an object, an enum called color that holds three constants for colors. Let's say we had a program that deals with colors and we needed fixed colors, like basically constants. We could do that. We could do exactly that. There's another way to do that, of course, but it will take you writing a bit more code. Let's create a class called colors2. Colors2. And let's do the same functionality that the enum does. Public final static int red. Wow, that's long. Return 555. So you need to create the other two. You need to copy this again, and let's call this one blue and this one let's give it random numbers. 888 000. No, let's do 322. So basically this will be the same as we have here. We can remove the final if we want. It will be the same. These are not variables, but we can create 3 constants that will hold these values. But yeah, as you can see, it's more of a hassle. Let's use colors too, so you will see. Let's add the number 2 and give it yeah, now we will, oh, I wrote S. And now you will see 322. Green is 322 indeed. So let's say I wanted to add another color here. Purple. And give it a value of 3. That's it. But if I wanted to add here something like this, like a constant like this, or let's actually create a constant. Public final static int purple equals 9. Yeah, it's also a constant because of the final keyword. And also this won't change because they are hard-coded. Let's change both of these to purple. And it doesn't need the parentheses because it's a constant in itself. 3 and 9. In colors, purple is 3, and in colors 2, purple is 9. So yeah, you can create constants like this, or you can create them like this. The functionality is the same. I think this code is cleaner, and it's much nicer, where you can create your template here and add as many as you want, instead of writing like 4 keywords or 3 keywords and parentheses and curly brackets and all that again and again and again, and the semicolon, and if you forget one small detail. Yeah, this one is much more comfortable for this purpose. You know, use the right tool for the job to make it easier. You can use a hammer to hammer a nail. You can also use a drill. A drill is easier. Or a nail gun. Anyway, yeah, you have the same functionality with a little bit difference in syntax. Here we need to write .val because we call the public int val. This is not a class. This is an enum. Remember this. It cannot use inheritance or stuff like that. I will show you more ways to use enum in the next lesson, but for this lesson, that's all I wanted to show you. How to use it in a basic way. The same way that you show in the documentation, like days of the week, without values. And you can compare it. Normally, if it was a string, we would have to write .equals, but here we can use equals. And then I showed you how to use them with values by creating an attribute inside the enum and the constructor, using source and generate constructor using fields. This is considered a field. And then I showed you how to do the same, but with a class. Both ways are valid. You can use any you want, but I suggest using an enum for this purpose. It's more elegant. But it's your choice. And that's it for this lesson.